Next verse that was revealed in honor of Amirul Mu'mineen was when? Was at the incident of Ghadeer. Right? One of the questions that we get is, oh Shia, you say that Ghadeer Khum was the point and the place where Amirul Mu'mineen was elected as the successor of the Prophet, but where has this been narrated in the Quran? Right? Where in the Quran is this? I say there are two verses in the Quran that talk about Ghadeer, not just one. Allah mentioned Ghadeer twice in the Quran. Where? The Prophet is returning from his final pilgrimage. He reaches an area known as Ghadeer Khum. As the Prophet reaches Ghadeer Khum, Jibreel comes down to the Prophet. He says what? The Quran chapter 5 verse 67. Chapter 5 Surah Ma'idah verse 67. What does it say? It says, Ya ayyuhar rasul, balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik, fa in lam taf'al fama ballaghta risalata. O Rasulullah, proclaim that message. Allah is saying, proclaim that message that I have revealed unto you, for if you do it not, you have not conveyed anything at all. For if you do it not, you have not conveyed anything at all. What does this mean? Anything at all. فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ الرِّسَالَةَ. Right? Let's talk about this. Allah sent 124,000 prophets. 123,999 prophets have one message. Tawheed, Islam, religion, right? Our prophet is what? The seal of all the prophets. So that means our prophet's message is a continuation of Jesus' message, right? Of Abraham's message, of Moses' message. And now Allah is saying, oh Muhammad, Risalat is incomplete if you don't proclaim something right now. Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. So that means whatever the Prophet is about to say has to be so important that it completes the message of the prophets. What is this message? So the Prophet stops. Those that have gone ahead, he tells them to come back. Those are behind, he waits until they join. The Prophet creates a pulpit from the camel saddles. He ascends that pulpit. He begins to talk to the Muslims. He said, oh Muslims, soon I am going to leave you. I am going to return to my Lord. Right? Now, one thing that I usually say is if Allah has a verse of the Quran that is so great that, oh Muhammad, if you don't proclaim this message, فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ الرِّسَالَةَ, your entire message is incomplete, then there has to be another verse that after the Prophet says that message, Allah needs to confirm that message, and he needs to say, Ya Rasulullah, now that you've given that message, I confirm with the Quran, you have given and you have delivered that message. Saying what? That your religion is now complete. We need a verse that attests to the first verse. So what does the Prophet say? I'm leaving you soon. No verse comes. Be careful after me. No verse comes. Obey Allah after me. No verse comes. إِنِّي تَارِكٌ فِيكُمُ الثَّقَلَيْنِ كِتَابُ اللَّهِ وَإِتْرَةِ أَهْلِ بَيْتِي. I am leaving you two weighty things, the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. مَا إِن تَمَسَّكْتُمْ لَمْ تُضِلُّوا بَعْدِي أَبَدًا. They will never be separated from each other, so stick on, hold on to them. Nothing comes. Then the Prophet says, Ya Ali, come here. Amirul Mu'mineen stands up, joins the Prophet on the pulpit. The Prophet holds the hands of Amirul Mu'mineen, raises his hands up towards the skies. The Prophet says, what? Allahu mawlai wa ana mawla al-mu'mineen. Man kuntu mawla fahada aliyun mawla. Allahumma wali man wala Ali wa adi man ada Ali. Haqqu da'iman ma Ali wa aliyun ma al-haq. Says what? Allah is my mawla, Allah is my master. I am the master of all the believers. If you take me as your master, then after me you have to take Ali as your master. Oh Allah, love those who love Ali. Hate those who hate Ali. Ali is always with the truth. The truth is always with Ali. He mentions all this. The moment he stops, Jibreel comes again. The moment the Prophet said, Man kuntu mawla fahada aliyun mawla, Jibreel comes down again with a verse of the Quran. What? Chapter 5, verse 3. Surah Ma'idah again, chapter 5, verse 3. What does it say? Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu ni'mati. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. This day I have perfected for you your religion. and I have completed my favor unto you, and I have chosen for you Islam as your religion. So what's the consensus of Ghadeer in these two verses? It says that the wilayat of Amirul Mu'mineen, number one, Allah told the Prophet to say this. Number two, the Prophet stopped his companions and proclaimed this. Number three, if the Prophet did not declare Amirul Mu'mineen as his successor, his message would have been incomplete. Islam would have been incomplete. Number six is what? It says that Islam was completed because of the wilayat of Imam Ali. The favor of Allah upon you Muslims today is the wilayat of Ali. And finally, Islam came to its pinnacle and perfection was due to the wilayat of Ali. Two verses, chapter 5 verse 67 and chapter 5 verse 3.